Today's a bit too crazy for a Sunday. Let me give you a brief catch up of what's been happening. I'm hiring a setter, and I think I found someone. He's really good. When I spoke to him, very professional. When I met him, really lovely guy. Currently, he's doing he's setting for an OnlyFans management company. That was a bit wild. Like I don't even know that like that was a thing. So his current job is to message these girls that's already doing the thing, and I think he works with, he's partnered with another company who's gonna help these girls grow up. It'd be a secondary goal for me to get him out of that industry. God, not a great thing, is it? I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone. Actually, I'm not. I'm literally just going to stop talking about that right now. What I am going to talk about is myself. Recently, I've been struggling to just set some goals. Like it was so easy before. I could just literally think about what I want to do and what project I have in my mind, and like straight away I would know, okay, this is what all the 20 things that I needed to get this project done. It'll be done. But like I'm struggling. Like, what am I actually working on? So I know that tomorrow I need to carry on working with onboarding Burger and Source. We're actually migrating ourselves to System.io. So that's something I'm going to be working on. This is me right now doing my end of day video journal, which is kind of the marketing department. I am the marketing department, so that's my task here. And because this is going to get turned into actual content, which is how you're going to watch it, but it's just an end of day report for me, you know. Neil, I need to send him a presentation of how it all works and just onboarding, to be honest. Like, this is not going to be a presentation. This is going to be onboarding and coaching and making Neil comfy. So, you know, he's ready to go, you know. And then we're going to upload a VSL to the landing page. To be honest, that's also a Huddle Duck task. It's not a Superpulse task. This is another thing that's confusing. Like, I'm not a fan of trying to do multiple things at the same time. I know Alex Hamosi has launched his thing recently where he's like, you know, $100 million money moves. And in there, he's like, you have the one offer from the first book, right? The $100 million offers. Let me show you. So these are his books, right? And the new one's coming. So you got the $100 million offers. This book teaches you how to make offers. Not how to make offers, but how to craft offers. So you're prepared to make them. When the time comes, you can tell people about what it is that you actually do. Volume 2, $100 million leads. This book is how do you actually get strangers in front of you so that you have an opportunity to make an offer, right? Everyone thought his third book was going to be about how to actually make those offers, which is sales. That's a whole other skill. You can know what you are offering people. You can know, or you can have those people in front of you. But if you don't know how to execute on the offer and how to make offers, which is another word of that is just sales, how to do sales, you're cooked. Like, it wouldn't work. It's just, you'd be wasting, you'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. And nowadays, because everything is so expensive, we can't get away with leaving money on the table. Leaving money on the table literally means the business is going to die. However, his third book was not $100 million sales. His third book was $100 million money models, which is basically, instead of making one offer, how do you make 4 offers in the same company? I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, Alex Hamosi is like next level, right? He's a year younger than me, and he is light years ahead in terms of business success. I'm not saying anything bad about the books or anything. Of course not. The guy's just broken all records multiple times. Every time he opens his mouth, he breaks flipping records. So the Money Models book, now this is where we are. This is what this is. We're kind of doing that, and hopefully I can read his book when it comes and like refine this a little bit more. Superpulse is like a cheaper version of our offer. So Huddle Duck is the agency. That's what the company is called. That's the holding company. That's everything. And then we do a bunch of things. There's 7 of us now. There used to be 8. There was like 9 at some point, and we've grown. But there's 7 of us right now, and it's like it is an agency. That's what it is. It's an advertising agency. So we thought, great, if we're an agency and we're really good at what we do, we have 0% churn. Our clients love the results that we generate. We're literally one of the best in the country at what we do. AI is going to replace us. So why don't we replace ourselves with AI before someone else replaces us with AI? Which is where Superpulse comes in. Superpulse is an AI software that we have developed. We're literally a tech company now. We're no longer an agency. We can officially, legally, ethically say that we're a tech company. We've built the tech. We're working directly with Meta to launch this algorithm, and we're competing with Instagram's algorithm ourselves. Why not? You know, why not? So we have Super Pulse now, which is like a cheaper version because there's less humans involved. You know, we can charge a lot less because it's plug and play. So we have the first money model, which is, I think he called it the attraction offer, but I think it's not really that. So I need to make it even more attractive, which is something that's almost free, or like there's no risk for someone to just get the step in the door. And my mentor told me this back when I was an accountant. I was working with Sidi Asad. His name was Asad as well, Asad Ansari. And he told me this. He said, Asad, you know, you need to work on people to get a foot in the door. Now, I was working for him. Like, I'm employed by him, you know, and he's giving me advice on how to grow business. This is why I've been like this. In my company, the way I treat my team is, first of all, I don't call them my employees, my employees. I don't say my workers or anything like that. I always say team members, because the thing is, I need to elevate them to the point where they can leave my company, and wherever they go next, they represent. So other people want to come and work for us. I don't want anyone to leave HuddleDuck for them to go work somewhere else, do such a bad job that it's doing our bestie. Like, it's doing our it's embarrassing for us. We don't want that. Definitely don't want that. So anyone who leaves us, wherever they go next, it's like, wow, this person's amazing. Even if they're with us only for a few weeks, wherever they go next, they've got to be impressive. Obviously, my media buyer, as you know, she's been crushing me at media buying. So how is she better than me at advertising? Wherever she goes next, I know she's not going to be with us forever. Maybe she does. I don't know. Maybe she becomes head of sales or head of advertising, or like whatever. We don't know. Maybe we sit her down and we train the AI on her brain or something. Anything could happen. But of course, the highest chance thing is she's not going to be with us forever. So wherever she goes next, she needs to be absolutely amazing. And I'm the reason I'm like this, the reason I'm elevating my team is two reasons. One, because Asad Ansari kind of drilled this into me to be someone who's just going to be providing value, not to my clients only, but to the team. And the other reason is, if they're going to work with us, then we don't train them and they stay. That's the worst case scenario. Some companies and some business owners that I meet, they don't really want to train their team. They don't want to give support and education to the team, because they're like, yeah, but what if they leave? But the problem is, what if they stay? If you don't educate them and they stay in your company, that's a liability. So I just go the other way. I pretend like they're going to leave anyway, but they're going to be with me for like a year or 2 or 3 or 4, like however long they stay. That time they stay, every day they need to be getting better. If you speak to any of my team members, like sometimes they're in the comments section, like you'll find them, like Insia is there, Mustafa, Sidra. These are like the core team. And then we have Akmal, who is doing juggling for me, literally. And we got Shiraz and Musa, who I wouldn't really class as like my team. Like, they're not on payroll or anything. They're building the developers building Super Pulse. So it's a mixed batch. And there's this me, and then we don't really have that. We don't have any freelancers. Most of the people are in-house, but we do have some on standby just in case everyone gets ill at the same time and then we're cooked. Right. Fully forgot what point I was making. So the problem is now my brain, because I've got all of these client strategies to do, it's like I'm running all of their business at the same time. We're not meant to do strategy. We're meant to just do advertising. But it never is that. Because if for someone's business to be great and the advertising to not work is rare. Usually the reason ads don't work is because the business is broken. So when we come in and we fix the business, we also plug in ridiculously good ads that are just foolproof. It works. So because of doing so much now, my brain, it's Sunday, like nearly 11 p.m. I should just be able to sit here and just decide what I'm going to do for the week. And I'm just can't. I can only get as far as the 19th, which is Tuesday. So I've got 3 tasks to do tomorrow and 1 task to do on Tuesday. And obviously, I don't really have 3 tasks to do tomorrow. What's going to happen is I'm going to get all these tasks getting flooded into me, and I'm going to have to react to all of these tasks, which is not something I wanted. I didn't want to react. I wanted to be proactive. But here we are. These are things I'm fixing. Hopefully by next week, I will be a little bit better. Thank you for joining my end of week rant or journaling entry. See you tomorrow, actually.